What's up, guys? Conquest MMA back with recap of the freshly wrapped up UFC 317 Topuria versus Oliveira. The main event. It's over. You know, Ilia has brought in the new age of MMA, and he's pretty damn early. He's like 28, 29. He knocked out. They had the little scrambles and shit, and Oliveira got like a leg lock, and he was doing okay. He was surviving the exchanges until he was on his back, right? And Ilia didn't want to follow him to the ground, so they stood up, and then tried to slug in the pocket. Oliveira tried to throw straight. Ilia deflected it, hit him with the right, a straight right, and then caught him with the left. And he was knocked out when he got caught with the straight right, and then Ilia got him with the left, which grazed maybe behind the ear, like below the ear, behind the ear. Knocked him out for good, and then some hammer fist, and there you go. I'm not too sad about it because that's what I expected a lot. I thought at the very best Oliveira was going to survive into the second. I think this just proves that Letterman's skill is very real. Very real. People saying Oliveira was too small, that's dumb, and that's cope too, and it's to sort of justify why you would pick Oliveira, a guy who goes forward and is known to get dropped in every fight he's in, and Ilia Topuria, who's notorious for not only dropping people but knocking them out. After the fight, I was just in awe, right? Like, that was crazy. Oliveira was a few seconds, like, he usually puts up a fight when he's dropped. You know what I'm saying? But no, he just went out. He just went limp. It was like seeing a corpse. That was his most vicious knockout. And there was a lot of them. There was like two of them. Overall, this was a very good card. Not much to talk about. Ilia Topuria is maybe top 5 all time. The only compelling fight is Islam, right? They have to, right? They would have to have him fight Islam. I guess he beats Islam. I used to be in the camp that Islam would beat Ilia. Not anymore. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? Ilia, like, Islam's striking is very good, but it's not on the level of Topuria, right? The greatest fighter, two of the greatest fighters Islam has fought was Volk and Poirier, or Oliveira. Switch him. And he's finished both of them, but he went to war with Poirier, and that was a good Poirier, but it wasn't like vintage. It wasn't like prime Poirier. It was like a crafty vet Poirier. But yeah, what can you do against Ilia? He's like Pantoja. It's like you could give him a stylistic nightmare and he'd still win, right? I guess you just need a better version of him, and I think MMA is just too young for that. Pantoja, absolute dominance. Pantoja took little to no damage, and he submitted Kai France. Listen, I don't want to hear any bullshit. Pantoja's the flyweight goat, and he's beaten way better guys. And you could say, oh, DJ became a champion in another organization, but but that weight class, the flyweight in one is it's bantamweight. It's actually 135 because of their stupid weight cutting shit, which actually does nothing because more people have died doing the one weight cut than the UFC weight cut. UFC weight cut 0 deaths. I think one is like 1 or 2 maybe. And it's the B leagues, so come on. We know how Bellator, how fucking Patchy Mix ended up. You know, he got fraud checked by Mario Batista. And Mario Batista's good, but he's like, no one's talking about him like he's a champion. Mario Batista's a lineal Bellator champion, you know. And I don't know. Pantoja's the flyweight goat. He's something else. When Pantoja has trilogies, he wins every single fight in the trilogy. Every single one. Right? Fucking DJ has trilogies. He has to drop a loss. DJ's best win, he's 1-1 with. You know, DJ had like that fucking trilogy I mentioned earlier, like a few seconds ago. Like, no one's seen it. It's not even, people only seen highlights of it. And I bet people didn't even know it was going on. This might sound disrespectful, but, I think, people just need to acknowledge Pantoja's greatness. You know what I'm saying? He submitted Kaikara France. I guess every top flyweight has finished Kaikara France in the top 5. Everyone that's fought him finished them. Yeah, Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van, fight of the night. I'm sad that Royval lost. He's probably never gonna be in talks for getting gold ever again. That makes me pretty sad, but I'll just sleep it off. Joshua Van is the future, but when they had the face-off with Pantoja mogged the fuck out of Van. You guys see that? Like, Pantoja mogged Joshua Van so bad. I'm picking Pantoja to beat Van. I don't care. I like Van, but no, I really like him, man. He's like, this is the flyweight goat. Brandon Royval is like, has lost to Pantoja twice. Pantoja, like, in every trilogy, won every single one of his trilogies, duologies, any of that. He's the flyweight goat. He's like top 10 all time, bordering top 5. I don't know. It's like with flyweight is like, it's a shallow-ish division, but like the flyweights are the most skilled fighters in the world. Benil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. I got this one right. I was surprised Dariush got dropped in the first. I knew it was kind of chinny, but I didn't think Moicano would do it. I saw in like the first exchange that when Benil was against the cage and Moicano was like doing like 1-2s, not the ones that dropped him. Like that came like 3 minutes later. But Moicano's hand speed was pretty decent. But that didn't save him from Benil's wrestling. Superior wrestling. Moicano gassed out. I think Moicano maybe suffered an injury or maybe his shoulder fucking popped or some shit because he kind of stopped throwing punches. And Dariush's kicks were just I guess it was building up. I don't know. I think Moicano just gassed out. Momentum is a real thing. I think I would have picked Moicano if it was their last outing. But here we are. Someone gave him. Okay. Peyton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. This was a pretty good bantamweight scrap. Peyton Talbott is still a prospect, which is great. I love it. I like his fight style. I was hard on him when he lost. I was like, oh my god, this guy's a fraud. But I still picked him. So I don't know. I wish the best for him. I just make fun of him because he's fruity on that zesty shit. But yeah, it's like Lima did better on the feet, and Payne Talbot did way better on the in the wrestling and the grappling. Not that Payne Talbot. I don't know. What worries me is he's fucking very vulnerable to straight punches, and He relies on his reflexes way too much. I mean, he has superb reflexes, but it's like the Bobby Green thing. Like, it's like Hyder and Mill, right? He relies on his chin, and look what that ended up. Look what that got him. He threw precaution to the wind. He got fucking chinned in like the first exchange. Payne Talbot, it's like I don't know how. Like when he matures, he gets older. Like how, like what if his reflexes get slower? It's like how is he gonna adapt if that's such a core part of his fight style? I guess that's a fucking problem for like a couple years down the line. But this was sad. I think Jack Hermanson should hang it up. You know, he had a good career. He cracked the top 5 of middleweight, and no one could take that away from him. Did better than Anthony Smith. Um, I don't know what to say. Obama won. Congrats. Congrats. You went from headlining a fight night to fucking go to the prelims. This guy just fights old guys. This guy only fight. RoboCop only fights guys that are as old as he looks. Jesus. Hyder Emil versus Jose Miguel Delgado. I think I picked Emil. Delgado need the fuck out of him. That was so funny. Listen, man. I wasn't surprised, you know. Well, I picked Emil to win, but I expected Emil to get I didn't think he had a future in the featherweight division because he fucking relies on his chin too much. I saw the last fight, people were like hyping him up, and all I saw was like, this just showed me his ceiling. It's like I don't think he has much room to grow because he relied on his chin, and look where that got him. I honestly, I think, listen, I'm starting to enjoy MMA way better now because when women fights come on, I just sleep through it, and it gets me more energized for the rest of the fights. Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borchev. Jesus, this guy absolutely finished in like a minute. Brutal. He was fucking squirming. He was doing that Marab shit. Where Marab was in that guillotine. He was squirming. Yeah, that was. McKinney took no damage, so he could do a pretty quick turnaround in a couple weeks and make some money, which is great. Jacoby Smith. Okay, let me say this. This is like Hyder Meal's last fight, right? He won, and it was good. But I don't know. I think he can improve, but I don't know, man. When you see athleticism merchants, right? Guys who rely on their pure athleticism, their speed, and their strength, but they like start to slow down. Like they start pacing themselves, and then they become boring. And then and when things don't go their way, they get desperate, and that just isn't a good recipe for anything. He's pretty small. Jacoby Smith's pretty small. I looked at him and was like, wow. He has like the frame of a guy who'd be like 4 inches taller. Right? He's a small guy, but he's very athletic. But I don't know. I don't think his cardio is not that great. He has an edge to him, so he can keep pushing himself. But like, I don't know what to say. Like this guy's, I think he can get ranked, but like, what if bigger, bigger, athletic, more athletic, not more athletic. He's probably the top of the casket, but like Joaquin Buckley is like listed at 5'10", and he's like noticeably bigger than Jacoby Smith. Like you stand these two guys next to each other, it's pretty noticeable. I think Jacoby Smith might be like a 160, 165 guy, but I don't know. I don't know how he could fix that. You know, that's just his frame. You think he could move down or something? I don't know. No, this fight was good, but nothing to write home about. It was okay. Denise was in a striking match with a guy with 4 years of MMA training and he's the supposedly elite kickboxer, Muay Thai, whatever the fuck. Listen, I just saw two fat guys have like a little barroom brawl. It was okay. Yeah, anyway, I had to use fucking ESPN site because the UFC site fucking sucks dick. Yeah, I'll see you in the fucking predictions video for wait. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.